Tuesday, March 3rd, 10:36 a.m., 22 seconds on the second hand. 3 bets for today, and the date of the event would be March 7th, 2026 in Lahti, Finland, week 9 of the World Cup. In the 2026 winter sports section, 2026 winter sports, 2026, they don't label it on the sports book as 2026 winter sports, but I just label it in my notes as that. And that would be in the cross-country skiing section for 2 a.m. Central Time Zone. And the first bet would be in Lahti-sprint-skate. In parentheses, I put freestyle, which is what skate is. Sometimes they mislabel it. They put it as skate, but it's actually called freestyle versus classic. And dash futures. So it's the Lahti sprint skate futures section. And the first bet would be Johannes Hoesflot Klaebo at minus 500 odds, 5.00 units risked to win 1. So this would be in the futures section, which is different than winner in qualification, which was the last sprint skate bet I put out was for Johannes Hoesflot Klaebo in the winner in qualification, which that bet may not hit. That bet came out on episode 195 along with the Michelin bet, but that one may not win. Just a heads up, if you don't want to do that bet in episode 195, I would hold off on that one because he has to get the fastest time out of everybody in qualifying. And if you go watch the Olympics and you know how the sprint skate format works, he may not be trying to get the fastest time in qualification because he doesn't need to. There's 6 people who race together, and the 2 fastest of those 2 move on from qualification to the semifinals and then the finals. So out of the 6 people skating, they do 6 skaters, and then they have another 6 skiers, race against each other in qualification. So they do 6 at a time, and they do 4 sections of 6 or more than that usually. And you just have to have the 2 fastest times to move on from qualification to the semifinals or the quarterfinals, So this may be the only bet, the one from 195, episode 195, that may not hit. It's at minus 334 odds. I did 3.34 units risked to win 1. That may be the only one out of all these, including the biathlon ones, that may not hit. This is the only one that I'm a little bit concerned of not hitting, to be quite honest, because in order for it to hit, he needs to have the fastest time in qualification, but he may not even feel the need to do that because they race in sections. They do 6 at a time, and then they do another 6, and then another 6, and then another 6. And if you go watch, you'll see that he kind of, once he knows that he has the lead versus the 5 other people that he's racing against, he kind of slows down at the end sometimes. If he knows he has the lead, he will slow down at the end of the race, which means he's not trying to get the fastest time versus the other people who race before or after him. So he may not be trying to get the fastest time if he has a comfortable lead towards the end of the race. So just a heads up on 195, the 3.34 units one may not hit just for that simple reason. So onto the second 2 bets. That, which is a little tidbit I had to talk about, has nothing to do with the first bet that I talked about in this episode, which was for him to win the entire event at minus 500 odds, 5.00 units risked to win 1. So that means he's going to get out of qualification, and then after that, he just has to be the winner of the event, which, I mean, if you go watch, you'll see why this guy is so good. On to the second 2 bets. And this is the same section of the 2026 winter sports in the cross-country skiing section at 2 a.m. Central Time Zone. And that would be in Lahti-sprint-skate freestyle in parentheses is what I put. They don't have that on the sports book, but I put that because that's what kind of event it is. It's not a classic, it's a freestyle, but they call it skate for some fucking reason. But dash matchups, and that would be Johannes Hoesflot Klaebo at minus 800 odds, 16.00 units risked to win 2. So this would just be him needing to win his matchup in qualification. So the person they have him up against would be, I'm going to go pull it up right now. He just has to beat this person and have a faster time than them in qualification. And that would be Lars Hagen. Now, this is the qualification bet, so that means that he has to get a faster time than Lars Hagen in qualification, which he's most likely to do. It's minus 800 odds, but if you want to hold off on that one too, you can. Just to see the results, which I'm probably going to be right about all of these, just a fair warning. And the third and final bet for this episode would be in the same section of the sports book, winter sports, cross-country skiing at 2 a.m. Central Time Zone. And that would be Lahti sprint skate freestyle in parentheses podium finish, yes/no. And that would be Johannes Hoesflot Klaebo at minus 1,000 odds, 20.00 units risked to win 2. Never risk more than you're comfortable losing. Tail at your own risk, and good luck, everyone.